Hi guys, this is Zarina, host of Healnlearn. Today I'm here with two beautiful ladies. I'm very privileged to have them over. You've met them before. Heidi Gregor. Hi Heidi. And
Hello,
Anna
Zarina.
Steingold.
Hi.
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 We have a great topic today, and you have an immense preparation for it because you have your own courses on the topic. And the topic today is immunity matters. We're going to talk about holistic health, how this is connected to immunity, how to boost our immunity from two different perspectives. Heidi, both are holistic health experts, but they have a bit of a different focus. Anna takes care a bit more about nutrition, and Heidi is a mindset expert. So I'm not going to make too long of an introduction because you can see both of the ladies on the Healnlearn channel. I recommend you to watch the free webinars that they both gave. Heidi's webinar was called Catch Me If You Can. It was about protecting yourself from this germ that we have going about. Hi, Heidi. Can you first, before we talk about your upcoming program, because both of you are starting a program on immunity on the 27th of December. But Heidi, before we dive in more about in the content of the program, what is holistic health? How do you see that?
Okay, thank you, Zarina. Before we speak about holistic health, it's always good to define the word, because it's in Western medicine, usually if we have some kind of a bodily symptom, it's about repairing and fixing. And the holistic approach is that we always take into account that the body, that body health, psychological health, and spiritual health are individibly connected. So if we have a bodily symptom, most of the time, the reason is somewhere else. And so in Western medicine, it's like this: you have a body symptom and usually you go to a specialist. So for example, if you'd have an imbalance in fertility hormones, you'd go to a hormone endocrinologist or a gynecologist. And so this person would look at this certain problem and then prescribe something like hormones or something like that. While from the holistic approach, imbalance in the fertility hormones could, for example, be at too high of a stress level for too long, or it could be an emotional blockage due to a childhood trauma. So from the holistic approach, usually it's like this: you have a bodily symptom, but the cause is somewhere else. So we have to look for the cause somewhere else. And when we speak about holistic health here, we always look at the whole picture. We try to look at the whole picture. And so I said body health, psychological health, and spiritual health. And so the question is body health. And when we talk about body health, again, we have to look at 7 columns. And that's also where Anat's specialization comes in, because the 7 columns that we have to look at for body health is the mindset. You said I was a mindset specialist. That's true. I'm very interested in how our brain works, and whatever. We'll talk about that later. And the mindset, so our thinking habits, meaning then our emotions. Yeah, they're very much connected to our thoughts. Then, of course, nutrition, that's where Anat comes in. Then movement, sleep is very closely connected also to also our immunity that we're speaking about today. And then other habits and the environment. So that's always what we have to look at when we speak about the body health. And okay, so do you want
maybe
that's my explanation for holistic health?
That's wonderful. I was just wondering, I'm going to unmute Anat for a second because I had her muted. Anat, could you turn on your microphone just for a second?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your approach to holistic health, I know that previously you were, or you still are, healing with Chinese medicine and different approaches that also include mindset. But this time you're going to be focusing on the nutrition aspect of it.
Yes,
for immunity
this
specifically.
program.
Yes. Is there a specific way to boost immunity via nutrition, or are you going to be talking about in this program about the link between nutrition and health in general?
Actually, this program is going to be very direct and focused about my part in this program will be nutrition, how to boost, how to strengthen your immune system by using nutrition. But I have to say that nutrition is not necessarily about eating and food. You know, the first tip that I wanted to give today is actually detoxification, and fasting and not eating sometimes is the best way to boost your immune system by cleaning the blood composition. Because first condition to have a strong immune system is to have a clean blood composition. Clean from food leftovers, medicines that we take, narcotics, supplements, drugs, stress, adrenaline, stress. So a clean blood is actually equal to say a strong immune system.
Yeah, I've always thought that the systems are so interconnected that it doesn't really matter whether you start from your spirituality, from your mindset, or from your body. Wherever you start from, it will lead you to the other levels anyhow. But we tend to grade them, like this is most important or this is less important. In the end, they influence one another. So
maybe I can say a bit about, yes. Because Anna already touched the immune system now, and maybe it's useful for the ones listening. So where does a weak immune system, or what about the immune system and the connect? Yeah, okay. So what I wanted to say that and I think I have the same approach here as Anna does. That's what we found out when we spoke before, that every body, almost every, I have to say almost every, because there is like 10 to 30% of disease that we have is genetic. And the genetic diseases, we have to have a little bit of a different approach. Actually, you can also heal those, but then you need skills, or shamanic skills even, because that is on another level that you have to heal here. But like the rest of the, I don't know, 80 to 90% of bodily symptoms are usually due, it always means if you have something like a weak immune system, or if you have, and can you figure out if you have a weak immune system? It means that, or an immunity disorder. It means either that you have inflammatory diseases like morbus Crohn, like colitis, like rheumatism, or allergies. Or if you have a weak immune system, it means that you catch every germ. And that's why we do the course now, because that's so important now not to have a weak immune system. And the thing is that nutrition is one, you know, here you can boost your immune system, but this is not the only thing. You have to also start from another side. You have to, because Anna already said, we have to clean, for example, also the stress hormones. So first of all, we have to know what weakens our immune system. And that's actually my part here. So every health condition, weak immune system, intestinal problems, bad sleep, and you name it, cardiovascular, so heart disease, whatever, usually comes from something has been going wrong in your life for too long. A body symptom is always a cry out of the body saying, look here, there is something out of balance and you have to bring it into balance, because if you don't, it's going to get worse and worse. And in the end, it's going to lead to organ failure. So that's usually the downward spiral. So two of the main risk factors for a weak immunity, for a weak immune system, are stress and nutrition. And so I'll just talk shortly about stress, and then I have a tip to how you can reduce stress, and then maybe Anna, you, or in between, however you want, you can give you tips on nutrition, if that is okay with you, Serena.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's see how the conversation flows.
Yeah. So stress is actually something very important and something very good, but not all of it. So stress is a bodily reaction to a perceived as overwhelming perceived outer circumstance or outer situation. So there is something out there. It could be toxins, it could be heat, cold, but usually it's psychologically that I have the feeling is overwhelming. And because it's overwhelming, and my body, how do you say, pimps up, so to say, for me to be capable to cope with that situation. And so for that, there is a whole chemistry, cascade going on in my body. And so part of it is that I produce a lot of stress hormones, like cortisol, like adrenaline, and so on. And so if this stressful situation, let's speak about the psychological one. What could that be? That could be work overload. That could be, but very often it's like work and, your private situation, like being in an unhappy romantic relationship, or any family situation, or, financial stress, or so something that is really on my, like a stone on my heart. Or in my stomach, whatever, wherever we feel it, it's usually also where the problem occurs. That's also interesting. Okay, so I have an overwhelming situation, and my body tries to cope with it, so it gives me the ammunition for it. But the thing is, and that's okay, and that's perfect, and that's great, and if this is a short situation, the body cleans itself of the stress hormones and everything's fine again. But usually in our civilizations, it's not a short time situation, but a long one. So it's a prolonged negative stress situation. And this is very, very harmful for our body. And it leads to a crash of the immune system. So that's why it's the main risk factor for a weak immunity is permanent negative stressful situations. And
so what you're going to be talking about in the upcoming course, in your part of the course, would actually be how to perceive this stress differently, or how to learn to cope with it rather than eliminate it, because you cannot eliminate the causes of stress, but you can eliminate how they affect you.
You can eliminate how they affect you by changing your attitude, by changing your approach. So that's the mindset work that we will be doing, and we will be doing emotional work. So that's actually really the main thing that we will be doing in my part of the course.
Right.
And if you want me to give you one example now, how, for example, you could change your attitude towards stress, that would be my tip. So the thing is that negative stress is bad, but it gets worse. And I mean, there has a Nobel Prize has been given to a person for finding that, Elizabeth Blackburn, on the shortening of the telomeres. So a negative stressful situation gets worse for your body if you give it a negative connotation. So if you perceive yourself as being a victim to the circumstance. Let's say you have to take care of a sick family member for a long time, and every day you have to do this. You think, oh my God, I'm such a poor devil that I have to do that. I'm so feeling so down already. And when will the time come that I have the time to do something for myself? Let's say like this. Okay, this is even worse for you. then if you would, for example, add a positive value to the situation, like you'd say, okay, yes, that's my life situation now. I'm taking care of this person that I love because it's a very close relative, and I'm doing it out of love. And love will give me the strength to do it as long as it's needed, and my time will come. So it's just a very, I added a negative value or a negative attitude on the one side and a positive on the other side, and that makes already the whole difference. So my first tip for a person who would now say, I am in a stressful situation, by the way, it's always good to measure or to estimate your own stress level to see if you need to do something or not. And for example, with the information I gave you about stress now, I would ask you on a scale from 1 to 10, when 1 would be very no stress at all, and 10 would be I'm very, very stressed, where would you estimate you being right now, psychologically, or whatever stressful situations you have? So you could take a note on that. And I'd say if it's below 7, you should do something, because usually it's a downward spiral. So if you're now at 6, probably in a few months you'd be at 5, and then you would go down, and your health would be going down as well. So you can estimate your situation where you stand now, and then my first tip is try to add value to what you do. So for example, if you suffer from a work overload, you could give it, maybe you find something that you say, okay, I'm working a lot now because I really want that promotion, because when I get that promotion, I'll earn more money, and with that money, I can provide a better life for my children, for example. So you would add a value, it's love again here, to the stressful situation. And if after a while you could take the measure again, I'd ask you, okay, where are you now with your perception of your stress level? And probably you would already be going down. You'd say, okay, no, I'm at, I don't know. I think I mixed it up, the 1 and 10 before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I actually know, I've read your program, and I know that it's quite practically oriented. So you always ask the participants for feedback, both at the beginning and at the end. And there are also a lot of practical exercises where they get to apply all the mindset tools. You've designed exercises for that. So
I really give them
great.
tools. I really give them tools to work with them in the
And in some of the modules, you actually also give them homework, so they work in their own time. Yeah. I highly recommend the course, both of your combined course with Anat and your separate course that is a bit longer, the Pro Immune Power Program. So this course, the one you're doing together with Anat, is composed of 6 sessions. You're going to be leading 3, and Anat is going to have 3. Now we're going to hear what she's going to be focusing on, and she's going to give you also 3 tips for holistic bodily health. Anat, you would have to unmute yourself. I muted you.
Okay. My part of the course is we are really going to focus on nutrition to boost your immune system and healthy nutrition in general. I think that everyone will know how to eat, what to eat. The group is it's going to be very, very personal for each one. And actually, I have 3 tips to boost the immune system. So the first one, as I said before, is detoxification. Very important to clean the pipe every day before we start eating again. Not continue the yesterday's leftovers, as I said, from whatever leftovers of food, of medication. We really need to empty ourselves in order to eat again. So this is number one rule for me. The more we have to understand that the more the body is clean, the blood composition is clean, then our immunity system can work better and defend us. Second tip that I wanted to talk about is actually we have to watch to watch what we eat, because there are so many food today full of preservations and full of sugars, and we eat outside today in this world more than ever. And we have to understand that even if we go out and eat healthy food, even vegan food or a salad or whatever, we don't really know how much preservations are inside or how many sugars. We cannot really control it. So my tip is make your own food as much as you can. Pick the raw ingredients, the best ingredients that you can. Many farmers today are selling their products. If you can buy it, if you can grow your own fruits, vegetables, if you have the small garden to do it, much better. But make your own food. Be in control of what you really eat, what's inside. It's really important.
May I just add a quick tip here that I know about? I can't remember what the source is, but there's a whole university study made on the wholesomeness of foods, and that has to do with not only with its composition, but the way it's actually cut. So it makes a difference whether you eat an apple whole or whether you eat it cut in smaller pieces or chopped or as a juice. So it turns out that juice doesn't give you, because the composition of this food doesn't contain the same energetic structure as the whole food did, the whole fruit did. So it's recommended that you eat a whole energetic piece of food rather than crushed components. I mean, of course, it's good to eat everything, but the majority of your food should be a whole energy structure, such as, a whole fruit or a leaf of a herb or something like that.
Yeah, fruit especially are like food from heaven, because if you think about it, they grow on trees, and the roots collect all the minerals from the earth, and so fruits especially are like heaven, and they're really considered to be superfood if we're talking about nutrition. So nothing more than fruits can give you everything, all the vitamins that you need from nature. So the third tip that I wanted to talk about today is the food combination. I talk about food combinations. Irina knows it, because it is so important. The way we combine different foods together to one meal. And it's very important because digestive process in general takes a lot of energy from our body. And the more the body is occupied and wasting energy on digest and break down the food, the less energy it has to protect us. So it actually, if the digestive process is too long and too hard, then it lowers the vital levels of the whole system. The immunity system goes down, because if the blood is full of sugars because you ate now so many sugars together, carbs and protein, and it takes like 10 hours to digest it, it really makes the body weaker. So actually food, you don't have to feel heavy and stuffed after a meal. This is like really, if you feel like it after a meal, then it's the wrong meal for you, because the right one is you eat, you satisfy your hunger, and you feel light. not very heavy and not for too many hours. So this
So
is
just
also,
so
what?
no, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was about to sum up your three tips. Okay, so we have detoxification, an empty stomach, and the third one was
Choose your food, buy
the food
raw
combinations.
ingredients, and cook it as much as you can. Like, be in control of what your food contains. And food combination. This was the third one. And you will really go deep in this program about the right food combination, what to combine with what, to know how to mix and combine meals together, and what to avoid. And in general, I just wanted to say that a strong immune system really depends on three conditions. It mostly is three conditions. It's the blood composition, the levels of toxins in the blood. This is one condition that affects the immune system. The second one, and Heidi was talking about it a lot at the beginning, is the nerve energy. It's our emotional condition, how much we're stressed or worried or happy. So this is the real important factor. And the third one is detoxification that I've talked about. The ability of the body to detox, to empty and to circulate and to renew the blood every day.
Mm-hmm. So are you going to be talking in your program about the blood types or nutrition according to the blood types? Because this was also a part of your own program previously.
Yes. Yes, we're going to talk about blood type and how to actually what good is good for you, what food your body is able to digest easily, and it is according to your blood type. And then when we will define this, we will move to food combination. And when you have a list of foods that you know that are good for you, then I'll teach you how to combine them together on a daily basis. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for this lovely talk. Beautiful ladies, as always. So just to tell you that together with nutrition and immunity, you will learn a lot about beauty from Heidi, because she's also a beauty and charisma coach, and you will learn a lot about weight loss from Anat, who is also a weight loss expert. This won't be the focus of the upcoming program, but in the holistic health tips they're giving you and what they're teaching you, this is anyhow contained. So, I welcome anybody who is interested in improving their mindset for beauty and charisma, improving their bodily shape, to also join the program. We start on the 27th of December with Heidi, and the next session is going to be in the new year, already on the 10th of January. The program will be up soon on Healnlearn.com. In the meantime, if you're interested, just send me an email on office@healnlearn.com. I'll put the email below, just to have you on the list of interested. Thank you so much, and looking forward. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Zarina.